Finally, an MMO that respects your time.
Welcome back to part 2 of an MMO that made me quit World of Warcraft, or perhaps
that.
finally an MMO that respects your time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the title just yet, but I want to pick something that will grab your attention. This video will be worth your time, and I hope this video can offer you some insight into the truth about Lost Ark, and more importantly, serve as a tool that you can share with your friends when you see them dismiss the game due to misinformation.
Bunch of
Many of
weeb
you saw
shit.
my initial Lost Ark review video stating that I thought the game would be something that you guys could look forward to at the start of 2022, with the official Western release date taking place on February 11th.
Yeah.
And in that review, I spoke so highly of the game that some people thought it was even a sponsored video, which I found pretty funny, as that is something that I have to legally
I can't relate to that at all, man. Yeah, that never happens to me.
disclose. You know, there's no way I could support such a game, right?
Yeah.
Another trash free-to-play Korean MMO. Well, since my initial review, I put just about 1,000 hours into the game by challenging myself with some of the hardest content Lost Ark has to offer.
God damn.
And to my surprise, I still share the same thoughts from my initial review. Okay, patience on this one. Patience. Wait.
Ooh.
That thing sucked me up like a Hoover!
Ooh.
What the fuck was that? I was so far away!
He a dead ass.
Please!
He a dead ass. Yo, heal him, man.
I recently got done watching the 2021 Loaon event, which is essentially the Lost Ark BlizzCon. It lays out a roadmap for the game and what players can expect in the coming months. And honestly, I was blown away. I went from being a fan of the content in Lost Ark to becoming a fan of Smilegate and the developers that make the game. So in this video, I'll discuss some of the notable things mentioned during the live stream for those of you that missed it.
Cool.
But more importantly, I'll break down what this means for potential players as well as the MMO genre in general. Let's get started. And unlike other developer presentations I've seen in the past, Smilegate opened up the show by discussing all of the mistakes they had made over the past year. They then decided to go over player metrics to demonstrate the recent growth of the game, and yes, some of this could be due to the fact that notable games like MapleStory and Lineage had made severe errors with their monetization over the past year. The director then decided to discuss the recent delay of Lost Ark in the Western region. Many people chose to blame Amazon for their incompetence or their favoritism towards New World. However, he went on record to say that the delay was aimed at improving the localization of Tier 3 Legion raids for the Western release, which is essentially the highlight of the game for many people. You probably saw the video of Asmongold reacting to my friend Saint Tone
before the meteor lands in 2 to 3 minutes. If you're tight on DPS on this point and you were getting close,
so it's a fucking. This is the Asmongold content cycle. I react to a video, and then somebody makes a video of me reacting to the video, and then I react to the video of them reacting to me reacting to the other video. So I just never run out of content. It's like multiplicative content scaling.
That is April, the current Legion Commander raid, and that is by far the most difficult content Lost Ark has to offer. The director wanted to make sure that players in the Western region could experience these Legion raids as soon as possible, hence the delay. It is important to note that Lost Ark also released 4 Legion raids within a 1-year time span. And believe it or not, these are some of the best raids I've experienced in any game.
How many bosses does it have, though? After 200 plus attempts.
Let's go! Let's go, man! Let's fucking go, boys!
And despite this, they want to shift the focus towards creating more horizontal content. And what is horizontal content?
Fall Guys.
It's the content that the average player enjoys. The truth is, many people will attempt these raids, and they'll probably never get a chance at actually finishing them. The content itself is extremely difficult, and a lot of people just don't have the time for that anymore. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't exist, but more on that later. Now, there were so many announced, 3 new classes, including footage from the new Painter class, various UI updates.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, like, I feel like the combat in the game is fucking garbage, because every single time that you hit a mob, it just stuns the mob and it doesn't do anything. Like, the only really good combat in the game that I see, it's not stun immune. Whenever they release the trailer, look, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Yeah, like this. Right? It's like you're basically juggling a large amount of NPCs that, because of your damage combo, effectively don't do anything. They just sit there and die. See? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, am I wrong about that? Like, I think that sucks. Yeah, it sucks. Like, I'm not saying the game's bad. I'm saying, like, that mechanic is bad. Like, I didn't say the game's bad. Yeah? That doesn't work. It doesn't happen in PoE. It's not how it works in Diablo either. Have you guys never played the games? Like, I put 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 hours into Diablo. You think I don't fucking know this? Are we really gonna fight about some bullshit? Just because I don't like the juggling aspect of the game, I think that it's boring? Shut the fuck up. I'm right.
dungeons, and Legion raid difficulties. However, all of these things are things that you can just Google, but what you can't Google is the passion that the community and the developers have for
people
this
love
game,
this
and that is
game.
the point of this video.
I think that's what's the craziest thing to me about Lost Ark is the fact that the game has actually grown in Russia and it's grown in Korea. Like, imagine an MMO that actually grows in 2021. That is really cool to see, man.
During my initial review, I discussed the monetization element of Lost Ark. The game essentially runs on a WoW token-based review. I
think that's what the scariest thing to a lot of people is. Like, more than anything, is the monetization of the game. Because I've heard so many people just, like, blow it off and be like, Lost Ark? More like fucking pay-to-win Korean MMO grindfest garbage. You just spend money and you beat the game arc. So, like, at this point, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. And I'm just going to play the game. I'm going to see for myself. Because, in my opinion, if the game does have a strong sense of pay to win, it's going straight into the garbage. It's going to go straight into the garbage, and it's not even going to be my decision. People are just going to stop playing it. Like, Western audiences just don't, they don't vibe with that.
And instead of receiving game time for gold, they receive blue crystals. One of the main uses for these blue crystals is to receive that extra loot box at the end of the raid. Now remember, you are being paid gold to complete these raids in the first place. So essentially, this is just a cost of raiding when trying to complete your raid set perhaps 1 week sooner. Despite this, Smilegate decided to get rid of this system and no longer use blue crystals to receive this chest, and instead it will just cost gold. And as a result, this hurts the value of blue crystals, thus cutting down on the need for that WoW token transaction that we discussed earlier. In fact, they estimate that it will result in nearly a 17% loss in revenue. What this does do, however, is improve the perception of the game to the Western audience, as well as cut down on a lot of the inflation that currently exists in the game due to the amount of gold that you receive from simply raiding each week. When talking about
you're killing two birds with one stone. That's actually good. So yeah, they're actually getting rid of that one, because that's the one thing that people told me. They said, like, basically you can buy bonus rolls. That's real money. And I was like, right? But now they're not even going to have that, and it's not even going to be a thing.
The director stated that many players have been supporting the game through buying skins and feel that it was an important step for the health of the game.
It's Patrick.
A trash free-to-play Korean MMO sacrificing revenue.
Bro, to be fair, though, like, that's before they made that announcement. To be fair, that is before they made that announcement, because before then, people thought that's what it was going to be.
Now, while we're on the topic of raids, I wanted to discuss what this means for the casual player. As mentioned earlier, they discussed the importance of horizontal progression. Last year, we experienced the release of 4 Legion raids. However, this year we can expect 2 Legion raids as well as other PvE related content.
I'm glad that they have a focus on content that's not just straight up end game. These are really, really, really good types of content that matter a lot in MMOs. And I think that's the kind of stuff that, like, it keeps people engaged in the game on a more friendly level. You know, they're just more excited to log on. It makes the game a place that you spend your time on, rather than a game that you beat things in and you do things in. But it's more than that.
Why only 2? Well, the focus of this year is to create a sense of fun. This year, there will be a complete overhaul of the housing system that will now be crossover and will include additional functionality, customization. You can create mini games for your friends to play, demonstrate raid achievements through trophies, and honestly straight up make your house look like Disneyland.
God, bro, it's like Michael Jackson's house. What the fuck? Look at this. Yeah, what the hell, man? That's crazy. Oh my god, that's really cool.
He also discussed the implementation of a mod system where they demonstrated examples like custom games such as Dota, tower line defense, platformer style maps, and even games like Mario Party that you can explore with your friends. Yeah,
what
Mario Party,
fuck?
I'm not kidding. There's a ton of other casual content that currently exists in the game, but for me, this was something I never expected out of an MMO.
That's really cool.
And although people like to make the claim that Lost Ark is like Diablo or PoE, it is nothing of the sort. It is an MMORPG, and the implementation of such content only furthers the point to those who are uninformed. They'll play regularly or...
Wait, 27% of people that play Lost Ark are girls? 27% girl user base? It's so funny to me that they have, like, all of the games that allow, like, the female characters to be just, like, ridiculously sexy to the point to where it's like, this is like a porn fantasy. These games have the highest girl population. And meanwhile, you have fucking New World, where, like, every girl, I mean, like, you don't even notice that it's a girl, really, most of the time, right? Unless you look closely. All the people that play that one are a bunch of balding men with gray beards. Okay, that's all it is.
He goes on to say that there's a delicate balance between catering to both the hardcore and casual audience. Furthermore, allowing the hardcore audience to dictate the pace of the game is not healthy. Thus, they plan to slow down the pace of Legion raids and will begin working on more horizontal content that players can partake in during the meantime, allowing for everyone to catch up.
And
if that content is not something they're interested in doing, he recommends they take a break from the game and play something else until the raid is released.
Wow.
This sounds awfully familiar from what we heard from Yoshi P, the director of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
Furthermore, during the Q&A section, a player asked if they could implement a solo 1v1 arena mode.
That'd be cool.
And the director responded with, "Sure, that's easy to do." They're willing to make changes on the fly while making. The reason I made this video is because many people dismissed Final Fantasy XIV earlier this year simply because it was a Japanese weeb game. However, after trying it, those same people are now praising Yoshi P for his refreshing take on MMORPGs. I believe the same is happening to Lost Ark. It is dismissed by many due to the Korean MMO stereotype. However, to the current player base, Lost Ark is much greater than that. It is an MMO that is appreciated by players worldwide for its willingness to adapt. By no means is Lost Ark a perfect game. And just like Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft, it may not be for everyone. But it is certainly a game that is worth the attention of players. I'm not in the business of trying to sell you on video games, but what I am in the business of now is trying to support developers and MMO projects that put their players first.
That's the pre-order.
Lost Ark is a game that I can see myself playing for the next couple of years. Not in terms of making videos, because I love to cover all games, but just as a player. And I look forward to the launch of the game and seeing how they can adapt to the Western market. If you guys have any questions about the game, you can check out my live stream somewhere here on the screen, and I would be more than happy to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care.
That's a good one, boys. That's a good one. You gonna take back your goofy take on LA combat now? You mean my take about killing trash mobs? Is it really that upsetting to you? That I think that the killing of trash mobs in Lost Ark and the juggling of them while they're just being stun-locked by your own attacks is boring? Shut up. I know it's only part of the game. It's not a big deal. I think all this other stuff is really cool. It's like, that's what you hear, right? I say in 3 seconds, I say, oh, I don't like this part of the game. People are like, oh, bro, what? You hate the game, huh? Well, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna watch you anymore. I'm excited for this game. It sucks that you hate it, man. You're gonna find out. This game's gonna be so good. But like, no, like on the real though, like if you can actually make a house like this and shit, like that's pretty cool. Same as like the Mario Party stuff.